Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today we're going to get down into the Japanese garden and prune up the 3 weeping Norway spruce and the 1 Colorado blue spruce that I have been training to weep. So I'm really excited about this because I really haven't done much pruning with these other than remove the vertical new growth last year. So we're going to also get them into the 4 really heavy pots that I removed the citrus trees from about a month ago. I had set the pots outside, and so I'm gonna have to make the trek across the yard carrying those 4 big boys, so that'll be a nice little workout. And then I'm looking forward to pruning up those trees. Yesterday was a really nice day, so I started to get the layout feel going with my new bonsai benches. Nothing's permanent, but I was trying to check out spacing and things like that, and I'm pleased with how they're going to be because I'll be able to then put another row of trees up on the top. So all of that is what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, so that's the 4. So we've got the 2 cement molded ones in the middle and then the 2 larger terracotta pots. So I think they're going to look really good, and I'm getting ready for this repot. So let me get warmed up a little bit, my back warmed up a little bit, and then I'm going to hoof these across the yard. All right, y'all. So if you watched last year, I got this nice huge piece of planed ash wood across the street at the state park. They were doing a bunch of woodwork, taking down ash trees because there's an ash borer beetle and some older birches and things like that. And I don't know, this one was planed perfectly, and so I picked it up, put it in my truck, and here it is. And then I found 2 stumps. Was the goal was to be able to get it nice and parallel to the deck, and it actually worked out perfectly. As soon as I put down that one, put the wood on it, it was completely level. So I lucked out. And then recently, with all the ice storms, there was a lot of tree work being done. So I got this old maple stump, which I'm going to put in the center of this tree garden, and that'll act like a table and also will hold the Colorado blue spruce. So it's almost time to identify this, which I think, based on the majority of people that I polled through this channel, y'all think that this is some sort of a locust, a black locust, which I would agree based on the bark. So we'll see this year when it comes out. All right, so I'm going to get organized a little bit, get this squared away, and then we're going to prune up some spruce. So I think I changed my mind a little bit just to keep like a perfect asymmetrical balance, I guess I would call it. I'm going to put the sole blue spruce in the middle there of the 3, and then the tall, skinny Bob Marley Norway spruce is going to be over here. Okay, so that's the modification I made. And then I think that's gonna be a nice balance there. So yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll do the pruning and then the repotting. Stand by for that. Okay, so I started doing this today because it's supposed to rain. So I got, everything out yesterday, and even more so today to set up for early spring. And now, well, the sun went behind the clouds. So if there's bad lighting, it is what it is, guys. I use my Droid phone that's 2 years old. It's paid off. It works well enough for me. I hope it works well enough for you. But That's my way of apologizing without an apology if there's bad lighting. So, I don't even know what the heck I want to do with this thing. It's kind of gnarly. It's tall, it's skinny. It's got a lot of nodes coming out right at the base of these branches. So do we want to raise the canopy, take out these little guys down here, or do we want to leave them? I like the wheat. I don't want to take any height out. I think that's a nice height. I guess I'll start by removing some of the branches that are, coming out of the crotch of other branches. Take out the one I don't want. I feel like this one down here serves a purpose. A lot of bird activity here lately. I don't know if it's just my region or what, but it's been amazing. Crazy different looking ducks and stuff just passing through in the pond. My Canadian geese are back. I love Canadian geese. Last summer down in the, last spring, down in the swimming area, there's a roped in swimming area on the pond. And I took a client down there, and I noticed that I'm just gonna take this off. I don't want that developing. So I noticed that one of the babies of 3 of this Canadian goose family I was following, it was like swimming from the rope and then like stopping, and the parents were bumping it, and the brother and her sister were doing the same. And I'm like, oh, that thing's caught on something. So I swam out there, and I had to go underwater and bite this fishing line that was caught around one of its feet because the parents were trying to kill me. They were attacking me above the water. So anyways, it was fun to then watch them all grow up together, and they looked about the size of the parents by the time it was the end of the season. So I don't like this one. It doesn't look like a healthy branch, so I'm taking it out. Yeah, so it's crazy how fast Canadian geese grow in one season. And then apparently they spend like 1 year with their parents, and then they mate off. So I don't know if that meant like one migrating season, and then they don't come back together or what. But I've been keeping an eye out for that family specifically. I've seen a lot of goose activity, but no like 5 specifically where I would, notice them. What I'm doing is any of the branches where it doesn't look healthy, or if there's 2 coming out of one spot, I'm just taking the healthier looking branch with more nodes at the end, because obviously I want some more branching. Probably shouldn't be cutting over my hard cider, right? There's lots of branching coming from this one area, but they're not from like the same spot, so I'm gonna leave most of it like that to grow in. And of course, anything growing back across it or vertically, I'm taking that out 100%. Some of these are just weeping onto the branch below. I don't know. I'm going to let some light go through. A lot of the new growth is vertical. So these are being trained. I found them in the back of a nursery, a Hispanic nursery down in Port Chester, New York, where they were lucky. They were kind enough to help me out, even though I wasn't doing the language justice and they weren't the best at English. But these were $40. So that's why I got all 4 of them eventually. You know, I went and got one, and then I was kicking myself the whole week before I went back. And lucky enough, they were all there. So I've just been letting them grow in their original pot that they came in. And I'm assuming that they did some sort of grafting, or they were doing something with this. This wasn't just natural growth. So thank you to them for giving it a nice head start for me. I got a new bonsai broski that lives in Norway, and we talk, you know, a few days a week. And he was showing me pictures of his trees, and he's like, yeah, I've got this spruce. And I was like, oh, what type of spruce is that? He's like, it's a Norway spruce. I'm like, oh, duh, you're in Norway. Oh, here comes the rain. I might have to cut this one short, y'all. Just do this one, and then prune up the rest tomorrow, or if it stops, because I just don't want my phone to get ruined. It's not because I care about getting wet in the rain. So I'll just finish the rest of this vertical growth here. I'll give you all a little spin, and we'll pick up with part 2 tomorrow. I got some Champion League soccer this afternoon that I'm really excited about, so that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, it's coming down now. There's your spin. All right, y'all, so as I head inside, I will just give you a little view of what I did yesterday here in the front. So this is going to be like my larger Yamadori and fruit area. Oh, okay. So this guy really started to get some buds last year, so I'm looking forward to a nice full year of growth with him. I believe that's some sort of a locust as well, maybe a hickory. They're both very common here. And that's a viburnum. Here's my apple trees. Raspberries in the middle, apple, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, blueberries, blackberries, blueberries, blackberries. A ton of pines, little babies, and some more blackberries up top. And then last but not least, this little Yamadori here. I like the triple trunk, but I think we only got buds out of the base and then one of them. So we'll see. Really not too impressive looking now, but I'm all right, y'all, so that's going to do it for us today here at Jarhead Bonsai. Check back tomorrow for part 2. Hopefully we get some clear weather and I get the other 3 trees pruned up and all 4 of them repotted. Thanks for stopping by the ranch, y'all. Take care.